Hi everyone, this is Jim Tolles, and today I want to talk about dissolving into pure consciousness. This is where some of you will go, and ultimately, in awakening, there is that taste of that pure consciousness. I often talk about coming into a natural vibration because it's kind of the natural level of conscious awareness that we want to bring into this world. And this is, to me, what is most important, is that we come to rest in that space that feels most true to us. For many of you, it will take you through to that space of pure oneness. And in pure oneness, the ego, while lost, is not gone. Nothing is gone. And I think this idea of annihilation can be kind of troubling because that's still the old ego idea of destroying things. Nothing is destroyed in oneness. Nothing is lost. Everything is embraced. Even attachments are embraced in this space. Even them. There's so much vastness of love. It really is falling backwards into the ocean of love, where you can see everything as it is. As I said, this is the taste of spiritual awakening that is what I'm usually terming as awakening. Is that click and that connecting into this great vast ocean of love, where you see the truth. And usually what happens as an awakening is we taste a little of it, right? We're coming out of the desert, and so it's for somebody to give us a glass of water. It's like, oh my God, it's a glass of water, you know? So you get that little taste, and you're just completely overwhelmed because you've been living off of cactus juice and muddy water and whatever you could find to kind of stay alive, right? Because this is the image of being out of integrity with our own self-love. Because our own self-love, because we are that ocean, and that self-love is just a part of that ocean. It is that ocean. And so awakening takes many of us further and further because we just naturally want to go there. It doesn't mean anybody cannot go there. Everybody can go there. Just there'll be stronger pulls to it, to go live out into that space, to let the boundaries dissolve away. But even their boundaries are still accepted if you want them. It just depends how deeply you want to be into this space. And there's nothing to do to get there. This is the beautiful part. And this is a big confusion people have in the spiritual path. Initially, there can be a lot of change and healing for people. When they awaken, they have that glass of water and they realize all the things that they've been doing in their lives that have been harmful. So this is where that doing comes, right? And it comes from the deeper inspiration, deeper connection to that pure consciousness, to that pure love. And so that glass of water suddenly helps to create a new reference point where this person can look around. It's like, okay, all this drugs and alcohol and working 90 hours a week and all these meaningless relationships and the need for relationships, all these things have just been this horrible, horrible suffering I've been inflicting on myself in an attempt to just have something like this glass of water, but I already have this. So what am I doing with all this other stuff? And so that stuff starts to go away. And your attachments to being out in the desert, to living there because you thought that's how you had to live, start to go away. And this is the metaphor of coming towards the ocean, to stepping into it. And you are that ocean, so you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to go to India. You don't have to go to Mount Shasta or Sedona, Arizona, or whatever spiritual place you've heard about, because it's here in you right now. It has nothing to do with me and what I'm saying. Like, well, I'm an energy, and I connect to people, and I connect to people through words and through these videos and blogs. I'm simply an inspiration for you to go to that inner ocean. I am not the ocean, although I am the ocean for myself. And there's a soft calmness to this. And so whenever you start to feel that agitation or fears or whatever may be arising for you, this is just the ego trying to get your attention back, trying to get you out into the desert and saying, oh, there's an oasis over here. We should go to this oasis instead, but don't believe it. Your love is nowhere but right here and right now. And the more you come into that awareness, the more you dissolve it more deeply into that pure consciousness that you are, into that pure love. There's no real practice to make out of this. I mean, I talk about practices and tools and as kind of scaffolding to help people along. And later on, it becomes a nice way to take care of ourselves, which is important in this world. Right? So that's why we have retreats and meditations, and we do journaling. Right? We just kind of keep ourselves clear and not to get too caught up in the external world, because we go into the ocean and then we move with it. And sometimes we may get caught up again in attachments. But the more we're connected to the ocean, the more these attachments have to know too. It's not such a big deal. And it also becomes easier and easier to let go of those attachments so we don't get lost again. And so there's this kind of going back and forth feeling for a while. Until you realize that life is already acting through you, within you, around you, and there's nowhere to go. There's no reason to ever let go of this space, which still accepts your humanness. Like, I really want to emphasize that, because I think people are assuming pure consciousness is somehow going to erase any potential for mistake. Right? We still make mistakes in the world, and mistakes, you stub your toe. Whoops, I wasn't mindful. And pure consciousness doesn't get rid of disease in this world. It's like sometimes cancer arises. This happens. Sometimes planes malfunction or cars malfunction and accidents happen. Pure consciousness is not going to apply a new methodology, a new ideology to how life evolves. And so for those people who are trying to run out to the next thing to explain life or explain away old pain or to justify themselves or to make a new image of themselves as a spiritual person, this is not what consciousness does. It doesn't deny these things either. It embraces all of it, but there is no need for any of that stuff. Otherwise, you're just getting caught up in a mirage. Many people will get caught up in mirages again and again until you are tired of them, until you truly want to just keep seeing clearly and you can see right through them and say, this is just a mirage. It's another projection of what I think I want, when what I truly want is already here. So you take another deep breath. You come back into this moment, even if it's a painful, difficult moment, and naturally you dissolve a little bit more. So I hope these words have been helpful. My name is Jim Tolles, and you can find me over at spiritualawakeningprocess.com. And to stay up to date on different webinars that I may be doing, I also post there as well. Take care.